Hello everybody and a good day to you all. Today I am talking about Searching, the movie. This movie is directed by Anish Chengetty, and the actors starring in it are John Cho, Michelle La, Sarah Shawn, Joseph Lee, and Deborah Messing. In this movie here you have John Cho's character David Kim. He has a wife who's played by Sarah Shawn. He has a daughter who's played by Michelle La. And they are a happy family. They get along well. Everything seems to be going well. But his wife and her mom get sick. She gets sick, but she recovers. But the second she gets sick again, and she passes away. And because of this, it causes sort of like a little rift between the father and his daughter. The relationship kind of changes. But the thing is, because the father is not willing to, David Kim is not willing to talk about what happened with his wife to his daughter, really going into it, and so she puts on a brave, because so he thinks by not talking about it, he's making things better for her, and so since she knows her father doesn't want to talk about it, she kind of buries her feelings, and she puts on a brave face in front of him. But when she's by herself and when she's with other people, she's kind of isolated. She's a little depressed. She doesn't really make friends well, and so because of this, they're together, but they're not. And then she goes missing one day, and then he freaks out. He goes to police, and through the search and through social media and find out about his story, he's starting to realize he didn't really know his daughter that well at all. And you're going through the whole journey with him, of trying to find his daughter, searching through all her social media, and trying to get some idea who her friends are, who she was close to, if anybody recognized the signs that he missed out on. And you see that everything, and you see this whole investigation, and everything is done is shot through social media, through video cam, and it's done quite interesting because it feels very real. That's pretty much the whole gist of the whole entire movie. Now, before I get into the good, I'm going to start with the bad. The bad part about the movie is, I don't really have anything bad to say about the movie. I really don't. It's done, now this the kind of way of shooting, doing through social media, it's not original. It has been done before, but this one feels right. This one actually feels a lot more real than any other time that I've seen it done before. So let's move on to the good stuff. Okay, now, first off, the acting is done quite well. It's not like a lot of huge dialogue scenes in here, this kind of thing. It feels like a regular conversation. It feels like regular people talking. It feels real. It feels real. And how it's done and shot through social media also makes it feel a lot more real than like it's really actually happening. Because you're seeing things from his point of view, trying to look up his daughter, seeing how she show her truth, because with her father she hid herself, but on social media you actually saw a little bit of her true self and how she really was feeling, because you saw how sad she was. And then there was a scene where she's talking on social media and she's not happy, and then her father comes in. She wipes her face. She hear her father knocking. She wipes her face. She puts on this show for her dad, and she acts like everything's okay. And then you can see he wants to open up to her, but he doesn't really know how to, and so he ends up just talking to her about the voice. And that's his way of trying to connect with his daughter. And this movie has some twists and turns in it that I was really enjoyable. Things happen you don't see coming. But even and it's very intense, because you're seeing the whole process. You're seeing him, seeing how he first he realizes his daughter is going missing, but at first he's in denial. He thinks she's with some friends, and then you find the realization that she's gone, and then the panic and the stress that he's going through of not knowing where his daughter is. Is she alive? Is she hurt? Was she been killed? Is she been kidnapped? Did she run away? Like all these thoughts and stuff. That is it his fault? Yeah, all these things like this. Yeah, and the relationship he has with Deborah Messing's character, who's Detective Vic, who takes on his case, was done quite well as well. I mean, in the relationship he also has with his brother, you don't see him that much. Peter, who's played by Joseph Lee, because everything about this feels like it just actually could happen, and actually how because it shows how social media plays a huge part in people's lives and how it affects us, and how people use it as a tool, how people use it to pretty much get sympathy for themselves through somebody else's tragedy. Because it shows one girl who wasn't quite friends with his daughter, but she pretty much like using her because she was smart to help her get into a better school. And then if she found out that she was missing, she acted like she used social media to express how she was feeling, and she acted like she missing her best friend who she was so close to. And I just wow. Like, wow. And also shows how social media also affects the news and how the news got involved in the whole situation. Because everything about this was done so well. It was done right. And it felt realistic. Something like this actually could happen, and this is how it actually would be exposed to the world. So well done. The acting was great. The way the story was told was great, very interesting and very inventive. I really did enjoy that. I can't stress that enough. I really did enjoy this movie a whole lot. I said go check it out for yourself. And giving me a grade, I'm giving it an A+, because I really did enjoy it. So leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought about Searching, if you have seen it. If you haven't seen it, so check it out for yourself. Hopefully when you watch it, you will enjoy it, because I definitely did. Even though it's like you feel it in your gut, it's very emotionally driven because it's very intense. Because you're going through the journey with him, and you're learning more about his daughter. It's like he is. That's right alongside him too. And even though it was done mostly all through social media and all through other cameras, like through the phone and to the computer, it never took me out of it. It never took me out of the picture. Matter of fact, it seemed like it enhanced it. And I really did enjoy that. So that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So give my channel a big old like, thumbs up, shaboom, and subscribe to my channel and share. I really would appreciate it, like I always say, in my dreams and in my life. I am the Ninja Rabbit. Peace out, peoples.